Come on in, y'all. We got some content for you today, and this particular piece of content is brought to you by our good friends at Mint Mobile. I tell you what, man, I ate the cheese. I decided to see what they was talking about. Everybody has a different reason for, wanting to have a cell phone or, a different cell phone plan or whatnot. You may be sick of your current cell phone carrier. I have a second phone. So I wanted to see all right, let's see what Mint Mobile has for me. And Mint Mobile makes it easy for anybody. If you're one of them people that's had the same phone number for 20 years and you have a phone already, that's easy peasy. You keep your phone, keep your number, just go to Mint Mobile, change your plan. Or if you need a phone, you can go right to Mint Mobile and they have all the hot new phones for you. You get a phone for you, for your kids, for your family, whatever you decide to do. Mint Mobile is very flexible in their phone plans. See, these other networks, they want to hold you down for a year, 4 years, 5 years. Look, I don't know if I'm going to need a phone in 5 years, but Mint Mobile, convenience is key. So you can pick a 3-month plan, 6, 12-month plan. It's up to you. But the longer that your plan is, the more money you'll eventually save. It's the cool part too. All of Mint Mobile's plans, they have unlimited talk and text on the world's most reliable 5G network. And if you happen to be traveling, you can make calls from the UK, Mexico, and Canada. So let me save you a little bit of money. How about this? For a limited time this holiday season, you can get 50% off an unlimited premium wireless plan from Mint Mobile. Lock in with Mint's lowest price of the year. Just $15 a month for a 3, 6, or a 12-month plan. You cannot beat that with a stick. Check out the link in my description. Click on the QR code, scan it, do whatever you got to do, and see what Mint Mobile has to offer, man. I know it's the holiday season, and I know y'all will run out of gift ideas, man. Go give somebody a phone with a banging plan on it, all right? Appreciate y'all, Mint Mobile. Back to the content. Man, listen, we got to talk. We got to talk, man. Hold on, let me do my intro real quick. Hold on, let me get my intro in real quick, dog. We got to have a long conversation about the Cowboys being like serious as hell, and that people need to start taking us serious because it's about to go to. All right, here we go.
Well, come on inside and get yourself something cool to drink.
And I ain't scared of none of these hoes.
Hey, Bachi.
Hey, man, I think moving forward, I'm going to operate in this place of, it's not like I've ever operated in fear when it comes to my Dallas Cowboys, because I believe we're going undefeated till we don't. A lot of that is my fan level optimism. You know what I mean? I will say there's a part of me that tries to bring real light to problems and solutions to the party. What you mean by that? Well, I feel like the Cowboys can win every single game, but I'll say it in a way of, all right, well, versus the Jets, the Cowboys can definitely beat the Jets because the Jets trash, but the Jets gonna score 40 points. The Cowboys might just score 45. You see what I'm saying? I'll be honest in that way, Oh, yeah, the Cowboys can also beat the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, we'll just have to score 40. They can score on us, but we just got to score a little bit more than them. That game ended in a tie, but you understand where I'm coming from. Man, I think the way this thing kind of works out in that way, you know what I'm saying, is I think I used to have this little quote that I would say when I would be on crowner.com or something like that. I'll say something along the lines of, hey, man, this Cowboys offense is good enough to beat anybody. Oh, no. This Cowboys offense can make it where you can compete with anybody. But this Cowboys defense is going to make it to where you're going to compete with everybody. And that's facts. That's facts. You were competitive with the good teams. You were competitive with the bad teams because every single team that you went up against, your defense was so bad that you'll make that team of offensive players look like all pro players. Like no matter what, it'll just happen, right? The Cowboys are in a place to where over the bye week they went to the grocery store and they bought some defense in bulk. You know what I mean? They didn't just add like a cat, you know what I mean? They bought defense in bulk. They went to Costco. They ain't just go to Dollar Tree to get some defense. They went to Costco. Let me tell you why that's important. Because if you add a defensive player or two, let's just say Overshown and Logan Wilson was the player or two that you add. Let's say Savon Revel, but let's just say the guys that are here, Overshown and Revel. Those are the two guys that you added to your defense. Then you would at that point fulfill what I have been asking for. And I had been asking for, hey, the defense ain't got to be top tier for real. You just need to be good enough to get one or two more stops to give the offense more time to operate. That was how I once felt. You add Quentin Williams to the party. Kalen Carson's playing much better football. You then come back and you add Logan Woods to the party, who ain't play as much the last game. I got to ask about that. But then your safeties get back healthy, and Trevon starts to come back from injury or whatever. We don't know what that we don't know what that's even going to look like for real. But now you're in this situation where you don't have a defense that's just going to get you one extra stop than the terrible defense that you just had. You now have a defense that can shut shit down for real. The Cowboys still got a lot of room to grow because there's still this thing that happens. Like in the first drive of the game. The first quarter, the Cowboys still look crazy. In the first quarter. But they tend to like settle down in the second quarter, in the second half. Once they kind of, let you throw it around a little bit and beat up on them, and sometimes you can even run the ball a little bit on the first quarter Cowboys, right? They get a bunch of easy stuff. I think Fluke's got to still kind of fix that or whatever. As long as the Cowboys are like scoring, then I think the defense will be fine. But dog, once that defense settles down, stuff stops moving. And that's what I think what was so interesting about the win versus the Chiefs last Thursday on Thanksgiving is that you won the game while Pat Mahomes was fantastic. You know what I mean? It ain't like a situation where, oh, well, the Chiefs shot themselves in the foot and the Chiefs were being weird. And the Chiefs went out there and flopped around, somebody's shoes, got unlaced and they couldn't chase CeeDee Lamb around. It wasn't one of those situations. Patrick Mahomes on the other side of the football was a terrorist. DEFCON 1, terror threat level orange, Huey. Orange. He was whooping your feet. Bad. But Dak Prescott kept returning the favor. This defense kept returning the favor. There was a point in the game that I really appreciate that the Cowboys pulled off last Thursday. And the Cowboys normally lose at these points in the game, especially teams versus the Chiefs definitely lose, right? But there was a point in the game where the score was 21-21. Cowboys drove down. They scored. Chiefs got the ball back. They did not score. The Cowboys then proceeded. The very first play, they was backed up within the 10. Shotty threw that bit deep for no reason. To CeeDee Lamb on Trent McDuffie. Crazy behavior. The Cowboys aggressively went to go put some more points on the board. It ended with a field goal. Could have ended with a touchdown. I would have been even more smiling if it would have ended in a touchdown, but it ended in a field goal. We could live there. I'm just happy that the Cowboys were aggressive there. I've seen Mike McCarthy in that situation run the ball on first down and second down, throw the ball in incomplete on third down. Now we punting the ball to Pat Mahomes. He's only down by one score. You put Patrick Mahomes in a situation where he has to go and defeat you by multiple scores. And the motherfucker, he came back. He came back to our credit. We knew what Pat Mahomes was going to do. But at the end of the game, when you had to put him on the table and you had to be aggressive, the Dallas Cowboys continue to be efficient on offense. Dak and GP collaborated on a hell of an end of the game drive, and they didn't give the ball back to Pat Mahomes. And that's super important because if you gave the ball back to Pat Mahomes, conventional wisdom will tell you that he's going to do Pat Mahomes things. He's going to drive the daggone football. He's going to drive the daggone football all the way to the other side of the field. You feel me? Now, I just want to say this. I'm going to drop 2 videos today. Shouts out to Mint Mobile. Love y'all to peace. Thanks for supporting the video. I'm going to talk about the Cowboys moving forward on my next video. I got to do a little something, but I'm going to let y'all finish watching this one, and then we're going to tap in with part 2. Y'all don't go nowhere. Love y'all to pieces.